G'day blokes and Sheilas, this is Justin here for the Atlanta Brick Co, and today I'm gonna take you on an expedition. Whisk you away to a 1940s-ish era and a royalty-free Indiana Jones theme. Yes, today we're conquering the Adventurer line. The Adventurer line started in 1998. Remember, this was a time when the Lego group was getting in a little financial trouble. They were throwing everything at the wall they could just to see if it would stick. Well, there's one thing that stuck real hard and resonated with fans: the Adventurer line. Similar to IPs like Indiana Jones or DuckTales even, there was a hero and his crew of adventurers going to different places all around the world, finding treasure and thwarting bad guys. And the main hero was our boy, the Australian Thunder from down under, Johnny Thunder himself, aka Sam Grant, aka Joe Freeman, which... is Joe Freeman a boxer? And Sam Grant? That's like a mixture of the actor Sam Neill, who played Alan Grant in the Jurassic Park movies. Maybe they did that on purpose. Anyway, the Adventurer line was extremely popular. In 1998, you started with the Egyptian sub-theme. That saw Johnny and his crew going off on adventure, fighting mummies and raiding temples, and all racing for the treasure. Which I should tell you, he's not in it for himself. He's there to donate the treasure to museums. That's right, Johnny's for education. In 1999, we switched to the Amazon. That's right, this time we're in the jungle, fighting a new group of bad guys and slashing our way through the unforgiving rainforest. In fact, that big bloke behind me is the major set from the 1999 jungle sub-theme. You know, the Adventurer line took place in real-world locations like Egypt and the Amazon rainforest. That was kind of rare for the time. And you don't see real-world locations too often even nowadays outside of like Marvel or things like that. Maybe Harry Potter takes place in London, but it's a fantasy London. Oh, you know what? Let's go on. Then in 2000 they wrapped it all up, or so we thought, eh? With Dino Island. Now this was a break from the norm because now we're on a fantasy island filled with dinosaurs, like that old B-movie whose name escapes me right now. This time he's trying to rescue the dinosaurs from the evil bad guys who just wants to catch him and put him in a park and charge people to see him, and then they're selling it. They're selling it and it's wrong. There was a Jurassic Park reference. So it's like Adventurer was Indiana Jones and Jurassic Park and Sam Neill and... I don't know, I'm getting confused now. But let's keep going, shall we? Everyone thought the Adventurer line was done. Then, 3 years later, out of nowhere, here comes the Orient Expedition. Many say it's the best adventure sub-theme yet, because this wasn't just one location, it was several. We went to India, we went to the Himalayas, we went to China, and all for treasure and to catch some bad guys. In fact, that's where this bloke is from. This is the Yeti from the Himalayan line. Isn't he gorgeous? Oh. Hope he's not endangered. There you go, he's fine. Of course, a hero is only as good as his bad guy, right? So Lego gave us Sam Sinister, aka Baron von Baron, which I think, instead of it being 2 different names for where it was marketed in which country, I say that's his full name. Why can't he be Baron Samuel Sinister von Baron? Right, that makes sense. Then you're mashing it all together. That's what Lego's all about too, right, I say? Of course, in some markets, he was named Lord Sam Sinister. So I guess he can be Lord Baron Samuel Sinister von Baron. That works, right? What am I talking about? Does it matter? No, you had other villains, of course, but Baron von Baron is the one most loved and remembered, and was the bloke who would pop up again here and there. Speaking of popping up, so did Johnny Thunder. In fact, he appeared in the Studio Series line. You know, that weird theme where it was like you were filming a movie and they got licensing rights to do other movies, but the theme was that you were shooting a movie about themes. So he wasn't a Jurassic Park 3, which brings the whole Sam Neill, Alan Grant thing all together, doesn't it? Anyway, it probably wasn't supposed to be Alan Grant in that set, or Johnny Thunder. They just needed a minifigure and they plopped him right in there. In between 2000 and 2003, Johnny Thunder didn't disappear. He was in the Lego magazine, he was in comic books, he popped up here and there, he was in Flash games. They even had adventurous sets and locations in Lego Racer games and all sorts of other media. It was that popularity that I think drove him to bring it back in 2003. Heck, the old boy even showed up in the Lego movie. You remember that? Yeah, older fans will remember that. He was in the background there. I mean, how could you not pick him out? He's an icon. They even brought him back in a set. You remember that? That big set, the super secret police dropship? Yeah, that's right. Johnny Thunder was an extra minifigure that just happened to show up in that set. And the figure was exactly the same print as the OG original, with the very important inclusion of back printing. That's right. That's how you can tell the Lego movie version from the original. Of course, some people confuse the Pharaoh's Quest line from 2011 with the Adventurer line, the first one from 1998, the Egyptian one. And I can see the similarity, especially if you're a casual Lego fan, you don't realize the difference in pieces. I mean, we're talking 12, 13 years difference in the variety of parts and colors. A lot of people wonder why they didn't just call the characters in the Pharaoh's Quest Johnny Thunder. Don't know. Then later, in 2012, they did it again with the Dino line. That's right, people protecting dinosaurs, very Jurassic Park-esque, which we already know, Johnny Thunder. He likes himself some Jurassic Park. You know, now that I think about it, Johnny Thunder, aka Sam Grant, was probably an intentional joke, because he appeared in that Jurassic Park 3 studio series. I bet that was his name in there. But Bricklink, we'll get to the bottom of this mystery. But today I'm going to show you one of the wackiest sets to come out of that 1999 Amazon sub-theme. And it is set number 5956, the Expedition Balloon. Look at this thing. It's very simplistic 90s. Got some Technic in there. Oh, I'm sorry you weren't listening. You were looking at this huge balloon. Yeah, this is 2 pieces, and it even screws off so you can take the set apart and put it in there. Or maybe when you're playing outside with your mates, you can have some snacks. You could even fit a small juice box in there. Or 4. This is crazy. This part, of course, was never used again, which they did that a lot in those days, which is part of the problem. They were in financial trouble. This is from the same line as this guy, the Amazon rainforest. I mean, this is gorgeous. You got the shark's mouth. There's the Adventurer logo. I mean, Johnny, he knows who he is, right? Anyway, I'm going to take you up for a closer look anyway. Now, normally, I'll get these sets in pieces, but this one came to us already together. I've got some figures over there and the small side build. I'll show you the side build. I'll show you everything up close in a second. And I am going to inventory this. Don't worry, this one will be complete when it hits the shelves. But we got no box. So instead of doing my normal way of doing things, we're going to do like Johnny did, right? When stuff comes at us, we just got to be ready. Got to go with the flow, swim upstream if we have to. Run away from those natives and after Baron von Baron. Baron von Baron. Why is that hard to say? I don't know. Maybe because I'm speaking in an accent, it's not natural for me. That could be it. Instead of doing my normal thing where I take the set apart, inventory it, then put it all back together, I'm going to just show it to you as is. Because I was looking at pictures of this for a long time, and this thing looks pretty much complete. I'm going to just give you the close-up and then take it apart and inventory. You know, be a little more efficient with my time. And yours, I reckon. Now, the exception was the minifigures. We're missing some hats. Now, Johnny, of course, came with his trademark Australian digger hat, or slouch hat, or bush hat, as they also call it. But the bad guy in this set, Max Villano, yeah, they weren't really subtle with the names, right? Villano, he's an Italian bad guy. He was also known as Rudo Vallano, in case you wanted to know that. Maybe you did, probably not. Anyway, he's missing his black Australian bush hat. So we gotta go upstairs and look for these blokes' toppers. while we're there, I might roughly look at this and see if there's anything else we're missing. Alright, I'm heading upstairs to fetch me some hats. I also noticed that the villain, Max Villano, was missing. Sorry, I forgot to lock the door. Oh, I just locked my keys in there. Oh well. Chris has got keys, so let's keep going. Again, adventure, right? You just improv. You take the situations and you make lemonade out of them. That's what I do. I make a lot of lemonade. What was I talking about? That's right. We're talking about the adventurers. Max Villano was missing his huge backpack. Now, I know I've seen a lot of those in this store, but I'm not sure about those bush hats. So, let's go in and see. Max Villano's black bush hat. I don't remember seeing that one before. Now we got tons. Ah, look at that. There's a Joe. Oh, he just disappeared on me. Anyway, I haven't seen too many of the black bush hat. There's Joe again. He's trying to scare us. He's doing a darn good job of it, I say. I don't remember seeing too many of those, but we're going to check in our adventurer minifig graveyard and see if we can scope some out. Alright, there it is. Clearly labelled, unlike a lot of those others. Look at this. Talk about a treasure. Alright, so that's from Pharaoh's Quest. That shouldn't be in here unless we just all dump it together. Oh! Look at that. That's the covering for the Oriental Expedition. You saw that on the Yeti down there. And I think that was from Adventurer and not that one. I'm pretty sure. Alright. Ah, here's our backpack. These were cool because they opened up. You could store stuff in them. And when they closed, they actually stayed closed. They were huge on the figure. They looked great. So let's grab one of those. Let's find ourselves a hat. Nope, that's not it. Alright, look at that gorgeous piece. It's definitely from the Amazon line, and I do believe I remember seeing that on a piece down there, that little extra piece that came on the side there. Amazingly enough, I found the black one, so I'm still searching for the brown one. There we go, I found it. We got all our hats and we got our backpack. That adventurer graveyard was pretty cool, wasn't it? We've got lots of parts of minifigures and all sorts of cool stuff in there. And we use it to refurbish sets like I'm doing right now. Now, I can finish that set. Alright, I borrowed Joe's keys, so gotta run back up there and give them back to him. Always important to lock your doors. Remember that, kids? Just don't lock your keys inside, or your parents. Alright, here we go. Set number 5956, Expedition Balloon. Isn't she gorgeous? Alright, let's get the minifigures out of the way. We'll take a close-up look at them in a mo. Look at this thing. Oh, what are you still doing there, Mr. Kane? There you go. Here, have a lie down. This thing is obviously a Zeppelin, a dirigible, a balloon. It's covered in stickers. Are those happy eyes or mad eyes? It's very gleeful. Got the shark's mouth there, and look, that's not even Technic pens holding it in. We'll take that out. It's the antenna. They're just in there with... See, it's just a round one by one. See there, that's wacky. That's wacky building right there. Wonder how you get those out. But it just goes in like that. Huh. Interesting. It's got these patches all over it. Hope that doesn't mean this thing has had its share of holes. But it just comes off with a half screw there. And it's absolutely cavernous. You could probably, with minimal deconstruction, put this entire set in here, I bet. See the moulding details of the balloon? The tail obviously goes on specific ways, right? Because it always stops at the 90. And you can mess with it. muck around a bit to get it right. So it, oops, that sticker's coming off. That needs a little love. So it always stops at the 90, right? Very nice engineering. So that this always stops with the fins facing the right way, you know, so they're not facing that way or that way. It's always going to be in a plus. But for whatever reason, knowing that it's going to work out that way, the blimp molded lines, whatever the bone structure of the dirigible, don't line up. See how it ends in between these? I don't get it. Don't know why they did that. But you can set this however you want. There you go. That sticker's a bit off. And of course, oh, look at that discoloration right there. You see that? That is no good. We'll have to replace that. I think we have a couple of those. Got some engine detail right there. Very nice. You know, for the parts at the time, that looks good, all right, I say. And these propellers in brown. That's crazy. Let's give it a spin. Oh, that's nice. There we go. So that, what is that, a V2 engine on each side? Very simple construction down here. You got the Technic connections up there on both sides. That is part of that piece that is inside that. Pretty simple. There's a boat hole here. And it's got wheels and it rolls as it should. Very nice. Little, because of the nature of the pins, and it's a little shaky. But look at that. That window goes up and down. We got a skull back there. Probably taken from an adventure going back to the museum there. And of course we got the professor's was a microscope, that's what it's called. He's looking at something very closely, and that just attached to the side like that. Not a very strong connection, but that's what we got. Uh-oh, look at that. Someone's getting a bit hungry. When they were building this set, or maybe all this talk of adventure made them famished. That's going to be a hard piece to replace, maybe, I don't know. I haven't looked at our anchors lately, so I have no idea if we've got more of these in the old dark grey. But all we can do is take a look, right? Alright, here we go with a bit of terrain. Get out of here, Mr. Vallano. And it's pretty simple, not too many pieces. You know, in the 90s they used these bright contrasting colours even where it did make sense, probably just because the pieces that were available in which colour at the time. You got a nice grey spider web, which you don't see anymore. The classic spider right there. Open it up and there's that gorgeous, I guess, Aztec gold? Mayan, Incan gold. Very nice. Can I get my camera to focus that close? It's too awesome. And because of those pieces, it just slides right out. See? Simple enough. Then you can carry it away. You can actually take the treasure on your flying boat thing and fly off with it. Or maybe the bad guy can take it first. And then there has to be this epic battle or chase scene. However you want to do it. Got one bit of foliage right there. Not much on the back. And the web keeps it in. See? No? It's going to stay in by itself. There you go. Alright, there's the man of the hour. Mr. Johnny Thunder himself. In all his glory. He's got his rifle with him in the old light grey. No back printing whatsoever. And a little bit of hair detail, and of course his very, very smart moustache there. You know, even adventurers need to stay tidy. Very nice. Put that bush hat back on, or your digger. And that's all. He's got his scarf, he's got a revolver in his pocket right there. He's ready for adventure, I wager. Throughout Johnny's adventures, he always brings his mentor, his teacher, and his faithful friend, Dr. Jones Sr. Dr. Kilroy, aka Dr. Charles Lightning. Don't know what's going on with that name. Aka Professor Articus. He's a scientist, brilliant of course, an archaeologist, albeit a bit absent-minded and eccentric. I mean, look at that bow tie, you can tell that, right? He's got his little British moustache, I would say. Maybe he's not British, I don't know. And his pith helmet, that's what this is called. And no printing on the back. Green pants and a red bow tie. And it's not even Christmas. Yeah, this guy's eccentric, alright. Got a real working magnifying glass there. Older piece, but still works. Hasn't changed a bit. Of course, Johnny and Dr. Kilroy, or Dr. Lightning, get it? Thunder, lightning. Yeah, it's bad, right? Anyway, we've got the pilot for the balloon here, and he is Harry Kane. He comes with that lovely map there. X marks the spot, right? He's got a nice, smart moustache too. His pilot goggles, which flip down, ready to drive that monstrosity hydrogen-filled bomb through the sky, right? No back printing. Does he have a little hair sticking out? Yes, he does. Very nice. I like his bomber jacket. Classic World War II style bomber jacket. No good pilot should be caught without one, I say. Look at this nasty looking fella. Max Vallano. Or Rudo Vallano. Look, he's got himself two revolvers tucked away in his drawers. And a nasty looking face there. With a red scar going across his face and some bad stitch work. There's no print on the back, of course, so I won't take the backpack off. But I showed you how this backpack worked, but we'll do a close-up. Just pops open like that. And like I said, these backpacks really work well. You can actually hold stuff in there, and this thing will close just like that. Now what are these for? Well, hold your items. Just like that. When he's not slashing through the jungle, he puts it back there. And he is a sour puss, isn't he? With that face. A face not even a mother could love. He's got no mustache, so the good guys have all the beards and mustaches, and the bad guys don't have any. At least in this set. I think the Baron had a mustache. We'll look into that. What's Lego trying to say here, eh? And that was the Expedition Balloon from the Lego Adventurers. A truly rare and wild set from an amazing and fondly remembered theme. Yeah, good old Johnny's been through a lot, popping up in old themes and movies, but he always comes out on top. Crikey, we know Lego still loves him, because the Fairground Haunted House was nothing but a huge homage to the Adventurers theme. And although they've given us some copycats in the past, we know there's only one Johnny Thunder. Please consider sharing this video or any of our videos on the channel. Give us a like and subscribe if you're not already. And we'll see you in the next adventure. Way to a far off. Yeah, I don't have the Australian accent. Yeah, Justin here for Atlanta Brick Cow. That's what it's called, right?